Haru is a meticulous character. You really need to make sure that she hits the maximum defense down and also maximum crit rate, so 100% crit rate. And so we have it there at 41% crit rate, and then Futaba, giving 3.5. That's how I found. Without the 8-1 that's what you need. You need 3 pierce on the navigator, and then we go back to Haru. I think Haru has 10 pierce rate. That's what we need to max down with these personas right here. Vishnu only had overclock 0 though. So if you had a higher overclock Vishnu, you could get away with a little bit less. You just have the standard ailment build of Windswept. And you have Cert. Cert is going to have Sukukaja to use on himself, and then a Wild Thunder, Shocking Yearlonger as well with Rebellion. You're gonna start off by guarding on everyone. Now here, if you have a 1 cord, you can move your co-star off of Haru to deal less damage. However, I don't need to. I'm gonna start with the Haru highlights. This highlight gives you a bullet. That becomes important later. Here you're going to cast your first Futaba skill 2. Don't go on any of the side enemies. And then Sukukaja yourself. This allows you to hit your ailments a lot easier. Same with this Moko skill 2, you're also going to go on yourself. Court's going to guard. And then here, you're actually going to melee with this enemy right here, this one. This one gives you the damage bonus that you'll need later. Now, I actually didn't have to do that because this is an A0 Haru, so I don't overkill. So I could actually just use a skill, and that will trigger the full of FX for hitting all of the enemies. In this turn, you're going to apply all of your 3-turn debuffs. So the skill 3 onto the main boss, which takes the most damage, Marakunda, and then skill 3 here on Moko. We're taking advantage of the killing the boss in the first phase, skipping the turn. So here, if the boss is already low, you can just then melee the black bird, or the birds on the side, the ones that give you pierce. Or if you're like me, you can just skill 1 and it won't kill the boss yet. Now I would say here to give some love to Horus because we've never actually hit anything, but I like to go in a row, so notice that, okay, we only meleeed the damage bird, so therefore we didn't get the last pure stack. And so that means 1 AoE hit is not enough. You need multiple. So this highlight is going to trigger a Moko follow-up as well, and then it's going to full stack her A1. And then this Magaru Dain should always hit because you have so much ailment. And then this Moko skill 2 is going to go on herself. And then you're going to finally reapply the skill 2 onto Haru from 4. And now Haru can be free to kill the boss. Now actually I could have killed with a skill 3, and that I think might have been more damage. But if you had the Haru weapon, which I actually don't, firstly you're gonna Wild Thunder. Getting 3 shocks is good enough because so after you skill 2 finally applying it to Haru, you can, and also you can see here that we still actually have the Moko skill 3 effect because we killed the boss to skip one of its turns. So that's why we're allowed to double skill 2. And then now we're going to use Core to apply shock to a bird that didn't have shock. Now we have 4 shocks out of 5, which is, I think, good enough for me for this run. And then skill 3 here. If you don't have the weapon, this will be important that the skill 3 gives you a bullet, your last bullet. And now on this turn you're maxed on bullets. Now you're going to Data Link Establish onto Haru. Okay, and then Rebellion here. And here's the reason why we Moko skill 2 to herself is because then this skill 3 is going to trigger a resonance for a bit more damage. And it allows now Chord into Haru highlight this to trigger another resonance. So in essence we triggered 3 resonances in one break phrase, which is very good. And now, see that effect on the highlight is what we're looking for. Once we have max bullets, we'll get extra damage from the highlight. And that's why we make sure to stack all of our bullets first. Then we're going to finish with the gun and get a very high score because A0 Haru even is OP. I'm looking at running the Harmony Power set. Then if the game doesn't lag, I have Chord here on Trust and Prosperity, like always, and Futaba on Trust and Power, like always.